Project 1. How does electricity and magnetism affect the future? Two types of most important topics in physics. These two are important topics in physics because of how much they are in our daily life objects. Electricity is in cell phones, computers, and more. Magnets can be found in refrigerators, freezers, MRI machines, etc. Magnetism and electricity involve the attraction and repulsion between charged particles and force exerted by these charges. The interaction between the magnetism and electricity is called electromagnetism. The movement of the magnet can generate electricity, and the flow of the electricity can create a magnetic field. Electricity is the fundamental form of energy observable in a positive and negative forms, and occurs naturally, as in lighting, or is produced as in a generator that is expressed in terms of movement and interactions of electrons. How does electricity flow? So you might ask, how does electricity work? In an electric circuit, there are north and south poles. The south poles and the north poles have different charges and repel one another. The negative charged electrons are drawn toward the positive charged atom. There are some conspiracies where electricity only flows in one direction, from the positive terminal to the negative terminal, but not everyone believes this theory. Others say the flow of electricity out of the negative terminal and back into a positive terminal. There are three major categories of electricity. There are fossil fuels, nuclear energy, and also renewable energy. Most of the electricity is generated from steam. With the use of fossil fuels, this is the most common type of electricity we use. Nuclear energy is similar to fossil fuel. The nuclear energy uses fossil fuels in order to create electricity. Lastly, the use of renewable energy includes hydropower and solar power. These two types of electricity are becoming more and more popular due to the risk of burning up and using all of the fossil fuels, such as coal and oil. Almost anything we use in the United States can use as electricity. We've gotten so used to having electricity in the U.S. that when we lose power for a couple hours, we often panic. Some things that we use in everyday life that use electricity are air conditioners, computers, and many, many other things. The flow of the electricity works by flowing from a negative charged electron. Negatively charged electrons are drawn towards the positively charged atoms. This flow of electricity is common for almost everything using electricity. Magnetism is a class of physical phenomenon that includes the attraction of iron observed in lodestone magnet, are inseparable associated with moving electricity, are exhibited by both magnets and electric currents, and are characterized by a field of force. Magnetism is a force exerted by magnets when they attract and repel each other. It is caused by electric changes. Every substance is made of extremely small units, commonly known as atoms. Every atom contains electrons, which are particles that carry electric charge. The Earth has a magnet. The magnet is rather large and is on the North and South Pole. The North Pole is located at the Arctic Circle, and the Southern Pole is in Antarctica, one of the Earth's seven continents. If you ever heard of the lights, the magnetic fields of Earth cause northern and southern lights. These are created by high-energy particles from the sun. These particles These particles interact with Earth's magnetic field and cause beautiful auroras. Some technological advances that use magnets are MRIs, computers, stereos, headphones, and more. MRI machines are a large technical advance using magnetism. These work by employ powerful magnets that produce a strong magnetic force. This magnetic force forces protons into the body when the machine is running. The protons are then stimulated and images are captured. The MRI machines are a great technological advance for medical staff to see what is actually occurring in somebody's body or occurring in the body. Another example of an object that uses magnetism is computers. Computers typically use magnets in the storage of the computer to keep up with data. Lastly, a refrigerator and freezer use magnets. If you put a magnet against the refrigerator, more than likely it will stick. This is because in both the freezer and refrigerator, there's a magnet installed to help seal the door. This is what makes sure your food inside the freezer stays fresh. Electromagnetism is the physics of electricity and magnetism. An interaction between electricity and magnetism, as when the electric current or changing electric fields generate a magnetic field, or when changing a magnetic field generates an electric field. Both a magnet and electricity are used in items today that we are not even aware about. For instance, a magnet is in the data storage of a computer, while electricity actually uses the computer to work. There must be electricity to the computer before the magnetic data storage can actually complete its job. One of the upcoming studies in the magnetic data storage and electrical writing are hard drives store data magnetically, but it is incredibly difficult to write data quickly and accurately in the same way. The developers is wanting to develop a way to write data and have something stored in it and store it so it is saved and does not get deleted. This would be beneficial when working with math problems or just any problem in general. In another experience, there are magnetic wobbles, and these magnetic wobbles, they cause the electric charges to move too. This process can be used to create new amplifiers, transistors, and data storage devices.